This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Nothing between the lines of the page or out of time. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel fell out of line. That's it, no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special TCW Furious Intentions edition of the BCP Shameless Promo. Oh, as always, we are brought to you by our friends over at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. That's located in the Englishtown Flea Market, Saturday, Sunday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. over in the Blue Building. They're also online. Go there to get your WWE stuff, your wrestling stuff, G.I. Joes, X-Men, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters. I have all that stuff around the room here. Retro video games, sports. Heather, Dan, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. And we got some fun stuff involved with them coming out soon. I can't wait to talk about that. But right now, I can't wait to talk to this handsome guy. He is the man, the myth, the legend, one of the head honchos ahead of his appearance. I think he's going to be there at Furious Intentions Saturday, October 1st. Get your tickets now. Go over to www.titan-championshipwrestling.com for tickets. Tickets also available at the door. Please welcome to the show the very handsome, my good friend, Mr. Billy Fetzke. How are you, sir?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. It's a huge honor and pleasure to be back on the BCP, man.
You're a BCP Hall of Famer at this point, man. You know, I had to get all the promo in. I want you to keep hiring me, so I had to get all the plugs, hit all my spots right now, man. I want to look good for you. And speaking about looking good, dude, this card, Furious Intentions, man. A lot of moving parts. You know, I talked to you before the show, man. I'm like, I have so many questions, man. I'm loving to see just so many new faces, so many returning faces, so many great matches. But I wasn't at the last show. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it looked like it was a great show. And I'm just seeing this momentum on socials, like not even from the talent, but from even you guys, the promoters, people sharing. Now Nasta's involved as well. Are you kind of feeling that momentum right now? Because I'm seeing bigger numbers. I'm seeing more shares. The graphics look great. Like everything is just kind of, I always talk about that proverbial wave, man. I feel like we're riding that right now. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, feeling it. I mean, just like yourself on October, actually on the last show, I didn't make it either. I had a truck problem. Yeah. So at the same time, several other people, obviously they couldn't make it either. So it was a very difficult show to write. I was home. I was like pacing my hallways, talking to everybody. And, Charlie was there, but I was running it from the cell phone. So it was really difficult. But I mean, the show went incredible. As far as the wave is concerned, we're doing a lot of backstage stuff now that nobody really sees as far as enhancing the brand. We're going to be enhancing our content, so there'll be more visibility on the brand and the wrestlers, and we're putting together a heck of a team. It's about the good people that are in it, and everybody's got that common goal. Let's, take Titan, which was here, and let's make it here. And that's what we're looking to do. I mean, we got a great run of shows. I expressed on my own, on the Titan Facebook a couple nights ago. I said, leading into 2023, man, this is all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, and I see that, man. It's so cool. Even just looking at the poster for this one, a lot of new faces, a lot of returning faces. It's kind of cool to see over the past couple months. I feel like Marconi has been kind of a staple here now. I would consider him one of our Titans, if you will, and he certainly is a Titan in real life for sure. You've seen that man throw champions around the ring like nothing. So many things to talk about, man. Let's start with this, man. Let's talk. I wasn't at the last show. You weren't there. So tell me what you heard. Basically, Johnny wasn't at the last couple shows. Johnny's my friend. Love to see his, honestly, his rise to becoming the top champion here at Titan. Obviously lost the title without being pinned, without honestly being able to defend it. Congrats, Gangone, who is representing the company so well. If you guys do watch that over on Mob Fight TV, stick around for Gangone's post-match speech, man. That was one of my favorite things ever, man. So check that out. I think it's on socials as well over at the Titan Championship Wrestling Facebook. But check that out. But so Johnny, he's not there for the past couple events. I guess he was at the last event. He showed up. He wrestled. He's walking around looking like a, high school drama theater teacher. He's throwing soda at people. What's going on with Johnny? Has he got an attitude problem back there? What's going on with my dude?
Johnny got injured.
Okay.
And the nature of his injury, there was no telling if or when he was coming back. Again, talking to his doctors and the paperwork that was given to me, no, I didn't. I couldn't have that full confidence that Johnny was going to come back. Johnny worked his rear end off to come back. I mean, it was, in my opinion, shocking because nobody really thought he was going to come back.
Yeah.
So now again, if you go back to, it was supposed to be Anthony Gangone, TJ Marconi, and Johnny Moran in a three-way.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny obviously wasn't there. He's injured. So I didn't have a choice. And I knowing that it could be a very, very long time, if at all, I pulled the belt. I mean, it was an executive call I had to make. Titan Championship Wrestling needs a champion, especially a fighting champion. I've always said it was that 30-day rule. If you can't, we run pretty much once a month. And if you can't defend it, we have no choice but to do what we have to do with our titles. So, with that said, I pulled the title. And it was Anthony Gangone versus TJ Marconi. And Anthony Gangone, he won that Titan Championship. And, he came to this past show not happy.
Okay.
And I can understand it. I can understand the gripe. And, on multiple occasions when I did have phone calls with him, and he was very upset to the fact that I didn't have faith in him. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You could have faith in somebody, but what's facts and reality is facts and reality.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great that he overcame that. And listen, he has an opportunity on October 1st, if you're his intentions, right?
Yeah.
He can regain that.
Yeah.
Right. So he can legitimately regain that title. Now, if he does, awesome. But there's no particular reason why you need to be this sour about it. On his promo, I don't know if you've seen it, he addressed that, he'll be addressing me at another time.
Oh, okay.
What is there really to address about?
Yeah.
I mean, can we not be happy and delighted at the fact that, hey, you did return back, that I did reopen my door to you? That doesn't make sense. But, I mean, if he's got this newfound attitude, I guess we'll see how that pans out for him.
Yeah, it's crazy times, man. And maybe it's not to say it's on me, man, but that's my boy, man. Maybe I should have kept in touch with him. So just should have seen how he was doing. Maybe he kind of felt like he was in the back, on the back burner, man. Like I get it, man. People get hurt. They watch people pass them by. You got to sit on the sidelines. Yeah.
Has he even talked to you? Has he even reached out to you?
No, man. I mean, again, maybe it's on me, but from everything on the pictures and the videos I saw from the last event, I'm like, that's not the guy that I knew here at Titan, man. And I'll try to chat. I'll try to chat with him at the next show, but I will commend you for this, just calling it down the middle, man. Like I always do, unless Vicky's in the ring. Basically, I love that you didn't do in any sort of interim thing, like, hey, no, we're fighting for this title. This is the title. We have a real champion, and that's Gangone, and deservedly so, man. None of that interim stuff. I'm not a fan of that personally, so I thought that was a good call.
I can't do that. I mean, yeah, I can't do that interim champion thing. I mean, to become Titan Championship Wrestling, heavyweight champion. I mean, it's a go to war type.
Yeah, no asterisks. Yeah,
yeah. I just, and if you can't defend it, if you can't be there to defend it, everybody has a situational, right? So life happens, and life happens to John.
yeah,
But to turn on, I wouldn't say turn your back, but to turn on the people that were there that have supported him for 2 years, and Titan to give him a platform, you to be a personal friend of Johnny, you've put him on numerous occasions this huge pedestal,
yeah.
and there's no thanks to that. There's no, there's nothing in return other than just being sour, and you hate to see somebody like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's like that, then I guess so be it, right, Rob?
That's it, man. Like I always say in this business, I pay attention to how people handle success and the rise and the fall. I always pay attention to how people handle things, man. And I'll have to sit down with Johnny. Hopefully, I get a few minutes with him at the next event, man.
Hopefully, yeah. I'd like to see maybe after you're done talking and pull me to the side, let me know.
Yeah.
I gotta know where his head is at.
Yeah, exactly, man. But so many moving parts here, man. Is really exciting. A lot of audibles, as we were talking about earlier. But we do have a new Goddesses of War champion, and deservedly so. From day one, a part of Titan. I call her the daughter of Scranton, the Violent Vixen. I mean, she has been essentially a day one from Goddesses. Very deservedly so. I love to see Adina Steele get the win, beat Amanda Fuentes, who I had some words with before, and become your new Titan Championship Wrestling Goddesses of War champion, man. How you feeling about that? Adina, I think it's perfect.
Let me tell you, I mean, hey, listen, Amanda Fuentes did an incredible job, and I get it. Personal stuff with you aside, just put it to a side for a second here. But for Goddesses of War champion, I mean, she was a rough and tough champion, and so again, we were super excited to have her here, a part of Goddesses and Titan, and Adina Steele taking that title over Amanda Fuentes was very shocking, and again, I got the phone calls after that happened because, like I said, I wasn't there, and it was even shocking to me. I said, "Whoa, oh, okay, all right," because I know I did have a conversation with Adina. Adina said, I took a little time off, but she says I will. I took a little time off here for Goddesses, but I will come back. And when I come back, I'm coming back for that Goddesses of War champion. And that was, several months ago. But when, she kept the word. She came in, and there she is, the new Goddesses of War champion. And we couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, deservedly so. We talk about Adina. We talk, at the beginning of the show, we talked about those. I always use that term, proverbial wave of momentum, man. Titan's going through that. And I see Adina going through that, man, right now. She's had so many opportunities. She literally pinned Masha Slamovich not too long ago, Masha's been running through everyone on Impact. She comes and faces Adina. They have this great hard-hitting match, and Adina just gets that quick pin on her. Takes 3 seconds, changes everything, gets a huge win. Now she's your Goddesses of War champion. She's kind of getting gold everywhere else too. So happy for Adina.
I've seen that.
And now we have and we have a women's tag team match at this event. Guys are going to get your tickets October 1st. This is our Brick Township debut. Also excited to see in this match, we're going to see the return, or to New Jersey, I say, Ali Rex. I'm so thrilled to see that. This is going to be a good one, Billy.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to Dina Steele and her friend, right? Real good friend now, Becca Wiley.
Yes.
Now, Becca Wiley came in to no experience, no nothing. And, had a love and a passion. She wanted to become a pro wrestler. And her goal is to become a goddess. And let me tell you, Becca has surprised everybody. She really has. She surprised everybody. So she's tagging with Adina Steele. So it'll be pretty cool to see. And, the debut at, Titan of Ali Rex is exciting. I haven't seen Ali, I want to say, in several years. Let's not forget Christina Marie. She's returning back to Titan and Goddesses. Now, funny thing is, I went into, you know how Facebook's got the memories, right?
Yep.
You know, you can go to your memories and all that. And yesterday's memory was the pictures of the steel cage match featuring
Yeah.
Christina Marie and Holly Dead at Goddesses of War 2.
Yes.
So, I mean, that was a little ironic, right? But, I mean, cool. That was one of the greatest matches on Goddesses.
We always
Ryan
talk. Yeah.
and Blake Frost.
That was a great one too. We always talk about that, man. Anytime we talk about Goddesses, that cage match comes up. And I'd be remiss if I didn't miss. I was just pulling up the graphic real quick. The match for Fierce Intentions is going to be Adina with Becca Wiley. Adina, former guest of the show. Actually, all these ladies, former guests of the show, and Becca will be doing her first ever podcast with us at Furious Intentions. So we talked to all parties involved, and Becca wanted the BCP to be her first podcast interview. So excited to talk about talk to Becca and her journey and working with Titan. So it should be great. Again, the match, Ali Rex, Christina Marie, Christina we just had on the show recently, versus the champ, Adina Steele, with Becca Wiley. Should be very, very good. So good to see some new faces, returning faces, man. It's great, Billy. I'm hyped, man.
Thank you.
Something I gotta ask you about. I almost started with this one, man. I'm having both of these gentlemen on the show tomorrow night. We'll be recording it. Every once in a while we do these little BCP pre-match showdowns. And for, man, maybe well over a year now, I've had these gentlemen on the show, worked with them at Titan, and let's be real. I mean, they can't get each other's names out of their mouth. And it's not like one of those things. We know PJ's hungry. We know PJ Savage is hungry. We've seen what he's done here on the Independents, and I'm so thrilled to see him grab the bull by the horns. He's had problems with you guys. He's called you guys out. And then Mac, he's called Mac out, and Mac has pretty much been like, hey, kid, you're still the new guy. You've only been here for a cup of coffee. You need more experience. You need to grab the bull by the horns, which I feel that PJ has. It's very, very interesting, this dynamic. I put together that little promo of them not even talking to each other. It's like them indirectly talking to each other through random interviews. I'm very excited to get the two of them on the same Zoom meeting and chat with them tomorrow night. It could get heated, man. I think this is going to be a big time match. PJ Savage versus former champion. And let's be real, this guy's held 88 titles at least over his career. Steve Monster Mac, man. What's the mindset here, Billy, in booking this one?
Can I, everything aside, can I make just a suggestion to you?
Please.
Be ready. Just be ready for that interview. It is, I've talked to both of them, and there's more behind the scenes. That this is, the intensity in this is going to be no other. When I said I had to buy the stuff to reinforce the ring, I wasn't kidding.
Yeah,
it's not a work or this is real life. We had to go get new straps and new eye hook cables and right. So, I'll give you a little behind the curtain thing here. When I do the run sheet and I do the booking and all that, and when I give the times for the matches, whether it's 8 to 10 or 12 to 15, there's always that one match every show that I always put in parentheses, good luck. That is the one I put good luck. There was a lot of back and forth, and I've noticed it just like you have for a long time, where PJ would mention Steve and Steve would mention PJ. You could tell that there's even something in the back. You've noticed, I don't know if you've ever noticed, I have, obviously always being back there, Steve on the one side of the locker room, PJ on the other side. And when there's lock eyes, I mean, they're professional. Hey, how you doing? And they'll walk away.
Absolutely.
But, right, I mean, there's always professionalism. And it's that moment of, hey, how you doing? But it's that moment of, again, in my opinion, Steve looking at PJ saying, could he be the one? And then PJ looking at Steve going, could I be the one? So it's, I don't know, man. I don't, there was a lot to sit down and discuss with both to say, hey, well, listen, we're going to finally put your questions at ease. Give yourself your answers. So I don't, I know Steve is going to go out there as the former inaugural Titan Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. He's going to make it be known. He's the head Titan here. You know, I do agree with PJ because I heard PJ's podcast on another one, and he did say he was like the Undertaker here. Like it's a big respect thing.
Right.
He mentioned he was calling him like very Undertaker-esque as far as and it's very impact-driven match. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're even like choosing our words carefully because it's almost like such a fragile thing, man. Like it's not even like they hate each other or anything like that. It might be just like different philosophies, that old school versus new school. Something I've dealt with in the business for sure, man. Just everyone's got their different philosophies at the same time. The old stuff works for a reason. At the same time, the new stuff is groundbreaking for a reason too, man. It's interesting, just like the clash of styles, and like you said, like yeah, maybe there's a little tension there. But when Mac was defending that title, the one person you would always see peeking through the curtain, man, from backstage, you would always see PJ, and PJ will be the first one to tell you he was doing that, man, because he knew that was the richest prize in Titan. And I respect him for that, man. I respect his work ethic, a lot of what he's done for his group, and for other people in this business. And I respect, obviously, it goes without saying, I respect Mac for all he does. I always listen to his words very carefully in meetings and stuff like that. I always pay attention to his mindset, and he's great, man. We're lucky to have him. We're lucky to have both these guys. And, we'll talk tomorrow night. We'll have a lot to talk about, man. It should be interesting, like you said. But not in life, but in this business, man, sometimes the talking's just got to stop, get between the ropes, and you do your talking there.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the head. I going around my words and all that is not a work either. It's like I don't know really what to say.
Yeah.
Steve has been when the creation of actually sitting back and creating Titan and what the goals were going to be and all that. Steve was a very big intricate part of that. Several people were, and Steve was one of them. And then as Titan progressed and Titan came along with their events, in comes PJ Savage. And it's like, well, PJ wants to be the best. PJ, and he's proven that over and over again. And because you want to, I know it's an old cliche, but if you want to be the man, well, you got to beat the man, right? So,
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, that's really where.
That'd be a huge win. Huge win for PJ.
You think? I mean, it would be huge. I just hope. Me personally, I really hope they'll both be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be very interesting. I'm honored to be calling that one, man. And as we talk more and more about this card, man, I'm looking at the card right now, and it's like I think another reason everything's so exciting right now is there's a lot of change in Titan, and it's all very positive and it's all very fresh. And speaking of fresh right now, we got to talk about the middleweight champion Ray Kalitri. Didn't finally got that middleweight championship, and what does he do? Buries it in the sand. We don't know where. Big press conference. Thank you guys for doing all that. But this big shiny belt, I'm not gonna lie, the new belt looks great, man. Looks great on Ray. So does Mr. Hashtag Wrestling Fashion over there, looking great. I know I got my stuff with Alfred right now, man, and I apologize for that. Maybe I should have kept that in house behind closed doors. But as long as AJ Pan doesn't come near me, man, keep that man away from me, man. I can't stand that guy. But of course, Ray defending the new middleweight championship, the very stylish middleweight championship, against Anthony Bennett, also returning, as we saw, Benjamin King back at Titan. A lot of moving parts here, man. I'm excited. How you feeling?
I feel great about this match. I mean, I agree with you on the whole AJ Pan thing. Just keep him away from me too, right? So, but Ray Kalitri won. I mean, one heck of a star. I mean, he shouldn't be here at Titan. He should be there on TV. I mean, let's call it as it is. Yes, he buried the belt. We had no choice. had to go get a beautiful belt made, and he wanted it specifically, and he ultimately got it. He had a heck of a run with Rick Recon and overcame that, right? So
Yes.
to become the new middleweight champion. And then but going into Benjamin King, I got a phone call from Benjamin. He said, I want to have a meeting with you. So, okay. Benjamin, he hopped on his plane, flew down to North Carolina, came to my house.
Oh, wow.
We had a big conversation. And when you're sitting down with Benjamin King, it's not like being on the phone with him. He's the kingpin, he's the boss, he's the
Exactly.
CEO, right? So when you're sitting down talking business to Benny King, you better be businessman.
Yeah.
You got to be very strong-minded, very how to put it. Like it's all about business.
Yeah.
And definitely came to it. He was like, "Look, I want to return." I was like, well, you're the original here. It was a great conversation. Um, but I was shocking myself to see Anthony Bennett join the division.
Yeah.
My eyes were open. I said, "Oh wow!" And when that challenge was issued, I thought, "All right, well, here we go." And Benjamin King's going to come back, and he's bringing the division. And if you remember a while back ago, he brought it. So it's
Absolutely,
cool.
man. And what else is really, really cool? That match itself is going to be great. But I'm just looking through the card here, man. And we talked about it earlier, but a lot of returns, as we were just talking about, but a lot of fresh fat faces right now. Leo Sparrow, man, who has just been putting in the work, man. I'm so excited to see him be a part of Titan finally, man. He has been everywhere. This guy is always on the road, whether he's doing a show in PA, in New Jersey, whether he's getting slammed by Wardlow in a cage on national television, and then is, getting slammed by Omos on Raw the next night, man. This kid's putting in the work, the miles. Love what he's doing, man. Stan Silas, we talk about, is returning. Roxas, excited to see him, another PA guy. Vinny Pacifico, someone I know very well. He's coming to Titan. What was your guys' mindset? Were you guys kind of like, hey, we want, I liked when people kind of have like not a rotating roster because you have your core, but I like to see fresh faces, and no disrespect to anybody. I just think the fans kind of like that too, man. Was that kind of your mindset? Is just like, hey, we need some fresh faces here, change things up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to bring in a couple of, a few, right? Fresh faces. Um, it always adds that certain electricity to the shows and the brand. Leo Sparrow, I've actually heard so much about him.
Good kid.
Is what prompted us to reach out and say, and we reached out, hey, are you available this day? To come in and we want to see, hey, what you can offer Titan Championship Wrestling. And it was actually Charlie who did, not myself, but they had a great conversation. Here he is. He'll be here October 1st. And, we're super excited to see. New Jersey is like really saturated with independent wrestling, right? So you could see a certain wrestler 6-7 times that month, within the hour of me. And every promoter has their own way of writing and how they do things and how they want their shows to go. Absolutely, it's independent wrestling. Everybody's entitled to that. I'm entitled to that. Other promoters are entitled to that. But I look at it as well. You're everywhere. Let's bring the fresh faces that you haven't seen here, especially some in a while or recent. So we've been in talks with a lot of great talent in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, to bring up to New Jersey for Titan Championship Wrestling, which you'll be seeing. I believe after December, I think that's my best bet to do. So you'll see a lot. You'll see a lot of faces that are new. You'll still see some faces that will still be here. And again, 2023, all gas, no brakes.
That's it, man. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. Of course, again, shameless promo, October 15th, we have Titan Kids and Funhouse Wrestling bringing down the house. I just saw that video for Titan Kids. That was a great promo. My guy Jay looking very stylish in his BCP tee and blazer.
I saw a little one of you.
Yeah,
I was like, breaking news.
It was pretty good. I did not know about that, so that made my day. That's my guy right there. And there was a Rob Bob sign at the last event. I mean, that was amazing, man. So cool. It's great to be appreciated, and
people knew you weren't there, brother.
That's a good thing. I usually scare people away.
I'm glad the conversation between me and you worked. Went well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Never mind your colleague. Some people are just, when there's a gripe,
yeah,
and you've got to take it. I heard what happened, and I'm not pleased of what happened. I guess David Adams went to do the national anthem and he interrupted it.
I saw.
I'm going to say that you weren't there and all that. What happened when you came to that ring with that cell phone? It was for a purpose. Hey, Vicky's on the phone. She wasn't there. He's failing to realize that. And I've had that conversation. So I think this Saturday, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But once again, if we have any problems, I'll address it.
And I appreciate that. And again, I apologize. I wanted to let him know that, hey, like, I'm not skipping out on you guys. Like, hey, I'm going to sit this one out. Like, stuff going on between Al and I. And again, we were very close. And, I think that's what happens with, like, we talk about PJ and Mac, sometimes things get real fragile. We got close. We worked together very closely. We went to Mets games together, and, someone says something or gets personal, and, it gets personal. And that's where you start towing that line of messing personal with business, man. And, I apologize for missing that event. I apologize if that took away from anyone's matches in the ring. Certainly I don't belong in the ring. I just wanted to, relay Vicky's message that one day. And what does Alphonse do? I'm not trying to get heated here, but he literally walks into the ring during the national anthem, no less, talks about me. It gets a little personal, and we will definitely try our best to be impartial, call all the action, and put all the spotlights on these stars deservingly so, sir. So I apologize for that, but I'm looking forward to moving forward.
All right. Well, so am I.
Should be a good show.
Exactly. Let's keep it professional. And keep
That's it, man. And as we know in this business, man, it's such a roller coaster, man. But the show must go on. I'm very excited to be calling these amazing matches, and I don't want to move too far ahead. We talked about Titan Kids October 15th, but our biggest event, Mount Olympus, November 19th. We're already seeing little trickles of announcements coming through, and what a way to start. We have our Mount Olympus Rumble, and I believe this man, correct me if I'm wrong, is the first announced entrant. The legend Matt Tremont is going to be at Titan Championship Wrestling Mount Olympus. How did this come about? What a way to start out Mount Olympus.
Man, it's huge. Matt Tremont, I words can't express how awesome that is. Yeah. There's a lot that took place to make this happen, and let me tell you, this podcast would last 2 days of the history, but we're excited. I mean, you can't get no bigger name than that to be in the Mount Olympus Rumble. So we're like super excited. That was another Charlie move, man.
Yeah, it's a really, really good one, man. And I'm hyped for this, man. And again, looking at this card for Furious Intentions, man, it's almost like a homecoming of sorts, a Wailing Cage too. This is going to be a good one. So much going on here. Just looking through the card here, the Berserker coming through. Giant Leather live in action. We talked about all these returns, a lot of championship title defenses, man. I mean, you guys are killing it right now. Shameless promo, like we always do here, Billy. Tell everyone how they can get tickets.
News.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh, wait, do we got a B? I heard some buzzing over there. Is this a BCP exclusive, man? That's why you're here.
I'm giving you two of them.
My guy. Checks in the mail. What do you got?
First one, as you brought up the champions. The first one, this is going to be really, really awesome. On January 14th, 2023, you're going to see the anniversary show of Monsoon. Working on the venue as we speak.
Okay.
There's a concept that's going to be out for that anniversary show. Is going to be wild. Pay attention for that, because that is real huge.
A concept.
All right, so that's the breaking news. The anniversary show will be January 14th. And
that's all you're giving me for that. That's all you're giving me for that. I can tell. There's a little tease right there. Okay.
I'll give you more.
Okay.
It's a breaking news. I'm going to give you more.
Okay.
Another breaking news. Here comes the champion. I got a phone call from the owner of Mob Fight TV. Mob Fight TV. There's going to be a Mob Fight TV title. But it's going to replace a Mob Fight TV. It's going to replace an already existing title.
Really? Interesting.
Which one will it be? It's going to be huge.
Wow, that's huge news right there. I'm loving seeing stuff like that. Guys, again, shameless promo. Check out a lot of Titans. In fact, all of Titans events over at Mob Fight TV. Get the app on your phone as well. You can watch everything from Titan Championship Wrestling to Goddesses of War. The BCPs over there. So check them out. And apparently we're going to have a Mob Fight TV title as well. This should be very, very interesting. Mr. Fetzke, I know you're on the road. Want to be respectful of your time, man, but anything you want to say to the fans? This show looks awesome. Before they come out on Saturday, all that good stuff.
Well, fans, Titan Nation, Goddesses of War Universe. You don't want to miss any events. We got some real cool upcoming events. This Saturday, for your attention, October 1st, we have the Funhouse of Wrestling and Titan Kids. October 15th in Bayville. We have on November 19th, we have Mount Olympus, which will be in our debut in Port Monmouth, New Jersey. That's going to be really awesome. November 26th in Hoboken, New Jersey, the Hoboken's Elks Charities. Will be the Aftermath. Will be there. Our event's going to be up soon. It's supposed to be up today, but we'll see how Charlie makes out. And now, just announcing, right? January 14th. Will be the anniversary of Monsoon, the anniversary of Titan Championship Wrestling. So for anybody that wants tickets, you can go to our Twitter, you can go to our Facebook, Titan Championship Wrestling, our Instagram, and our website, www.titan-championshipwrestling.com, and right to the ticket links. You'll see more content on the YouTube. She plugged their Mr. Rob Williams.
Get some more matches up there. That's it. Yeah, guys, check out the Titan YouTube. We're putting up more matches, some great Goddesses matches, some classic Titan title bouts, I should say, 4 title belts. It's going to be really good. So check out the Titan Championship Wrestling YouTube as well. Watch some free matches, guys.
Yeah, definitely want to watch that. I mean, our event's still up on Mob Fight TV for the older ones there. Not too long ago, I did a whole list of all the shows we've done since we've been in business. I mean, it's
wow.
It's really cool, right?
During a pandemic, no less, even some of them, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Just going into a little bit of a memory. What about the first show back coming off a lockdown? Where everybody was sitting in their cars and Charlie had an FM transmitter, so you could hear the commentary in the cars,
Yeah.
That was really exciting times. And I remember, you wrote about that show.
Absolutely, man. It was just good to get out. If you can find
that writing, post it back up, because I if you can, as a memory, that would be really awesome. I'd love to see that again.
100%. I got you, man. No worries.
That was That was really cool back then. But we are, excited to be adding a lot more content and making our team bigger. We got a backstage correspondent, and we got the commentary, the referees. I mean, the pre-event meeting is going to be like forever long, but there's so many key pieces, like, right? So the motor doesn't run great if it's missing parts. So, and that's where we're at. Keep your eye on social media in regards to North Carolina, because we do have 2 dates next year. There is that possibility of South Carolina. Keep your eyes on that as well. Titan Championship Wrestling New Jersey, Titan Championship Wrestling North Carolina. So around the states, you never know.
Big things.
I'm hoping. Rome wasn't built overnight.
That's it, man. We'll all just jump in your truck and we'll get a party van. That's what we'll do.
Yes,
yeah, no,
I'm just kidding. Home, brother.
That's it.
I got 2 beds.
There you go. Oh man. Hey Billy, first of all, stay safe out there, man. I know you're working hard, and thank you for all you do to keep us entertained, obviously through a lockdown and a pandemic. And now we are just, like you said, all gas, no breaks. Let's go. Titan Championship Wrestling. It's going to be a great show, October 1st. Guys, get your tickets now. Billy, thanks for making the time. I'll see you Saturday. Stay safe out there, my man. Appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. And like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.
Peace.